Should you sell your Nintendo games? This is a tough one because judging by how the years have gone and how expensive Nintendo games are now, holy's $200 for a Pokemon game? What? 150 for a Mario game? Huh? Judging by how the years have gone and Nintendo games especially because I've realized that trying to sell games is actually harder than it looks. Now, the reason being is a while ago, my PS5 broke. Yes, I know, the PS5. What a interesting console that is. Anyways, it overheated and then blew up. Now, I'm trying to sell my PlayStation games so I can get a new one. Or just get it fixed, actually. I'm trying to get it fixed. And I'm trying to sell these PlayStation games for like $20 Canadian. And they ain't going. But then when you search up Nintendo, you can see the games, any 3DS game, Wii U game, Wii game, Nintendo Switch game, they're all up there. They're up in pretty high prices. The steady number of Nintendo games are around $60 Canadian. Probably like 40 US, I guess I would be guessing. But anyways, and this is crazy to me because why are PlayStation games not worth much, but Nintendo games are worth a lot? That really hit my noggin really hard. I was like thinking of that so hard because like the PlayStation games or the Xbox games, whatever you call it, whatever you want, they are more higher powered. You know, they're higher powered stuff. It takes more effort to run them. Like, let's just take Horizon Forbidden West, for example. That game is really hard to power. And I can see it going for like 20 bucks. What is happening in the game market? Is the PlayStation and Xbox game market just going downhill and Nintendo's rising up like nothing ever before? And it's kind of crazy to me. So, should you sell your Nintendo games? Well, seeing as the market of Nintendo games are super rare and they're really collectible, if you're in a tough spot and you really need the money, I'd say go for it, but make sure you're trying to get the most amount out of them because Nintendo games are super expensive. If you're trying to sell PlayStation games, that's a different story. Those things are cheap. I can't even sell them for 20 bucks, so hey, 10 bucks I guess is next. Anyways, yeah, I think you should if you want, but I would usually say just keep them because you never know. If it's a game that's really, really popular, like Tears of the Kingdom or something, I'm sure you'll be able to get it for cheaper. If it's something like Mario 3D All Stars, I'd say just keep it because the game is nearly reaching double the price. It's kind of crazy. But anyways, if you're really on edge about, what game is rare, what game is not, what game is really cheap that I can just buy later, um, well, you could search up the price, like the basic price on what you can sell it for, and then you could pretty much make your estimates by there. Pokemon games are usually worth a lot more after the console goes kaput, just like uh, Sun and Moon. That's the name of the game I was looking for. Sun and Moon. Pokemon Sun and Moon. Those games are quite expensive now. Never realized how much they were. What were they? $50 on the eShop, and then they're now 70. I saw one $70. Then one complete in box for 100. What? That didn't make any sense to me. But anyways, I'd say you should keep the Pokemon games. Those ones are usually worth the most. But if you're really wanting to, you know, you could go ahead. Let's just say you have Pokemon Soul Silver and you need to make yourself a quick and easy $200. Hey, you can sell it for $200. It most likely won't go higher than that, but it could. Definitely could go up higher than that because we're looking at games like Pokemon Crystal, 250, and complete in box Pokemon Crystal would be around like 320-ish, I think would be a US, and then about 380 Canadian. That's right. That might be right. Anyways, I saw things like that, and it's kind of scary because you never know how are you going to get your hands on some of the most popular games of all time. if this is the way that games are headed. That you have to pay a ridiculous amount to get your hand on some of the famous, most powerful, amazing games ever. That's kind of a strange way to spin that, but hey, anyways, there's some of the best games out there, and what? Are you just supposed to like get them from a third party seller that's going to sell them for a crazy amount of money? Well, I'd say no. I'd say you shouldn't do that, but if that's the only option you got, I mean, might as well get it if that's the game that you want. But hey, if you're really on edge about this, I'd say look look at what games you like, what games you play. Keep the ones that you play, of course, and just see. Hey, it's my Nintendo game worthwhile, or just search up what is Pokemon tippity typity typity. That's my typing sound. What is Pokemon Violet worth? Hmm. Pokemon Violet is worth $40. The game did not sell as intended. Okay, so I'll sell it for 50. Oh, what is Paper Mario All Star or 3D All Stars worth? 120. Okay, just do something like that. If you're planning on selling it, always make sure that sell it higher price so you can do some negotiating, negotiate it downwards. But if you're bringing it to a store that takes games, that is usually the worst place to bring your games because they will always lowball you because they gotta make money off of your game. So might as well just sell it yourself. But like, is it worth it? If the game is really expensive, go for it. If it's not, you can get a decent 80% cut, maybe even 50 sometimes. Some places are pretty bad, but you got to do what you got to do. If you really need to get your 8K 60 hertz TV, 70-inch or something, hey, maybe you got to sell some Nintendo games. So, should you sell the Nintendo games at the end of the game? It's all up to you. If you really need to sell the Nintendo games, sell the Nintendo games. If you don't need to, you don't have to. I would just say keep the ones that are rare and the ones that you know that will be worth something one day. If you don't care about that, hey, maybe you just give it away to someone for free. I don't know. If you don't care about any of that, that's perfectly up to you. Anyways, what do you think about this? Do you want to sell your Nintendo games if you ran out of cash, pocket change? I don't know. Let me know. And yeah, thank you so much for watching. I hope you enjoyed. See you in the next one.